Hello students, welcome to ABBHS Digital Classroom, Standard 10th Geography. Now we have studied the density of population. We have also seen the distribution of population. Now you know that the distribution of population depends upon the climatic conditions of a country. We have also studied the composition of population, that is the sex ratio, age group, population growth, life expectancy, and the literacy rate. Now, where can we find more population and how the settlements are formed? What are the types of different settlements? All these we are going to study in the next lesson, the lesson number 7, human settlements. Now first let us see the types of settlements. A dispersed settlement pattern is where the buildings are spread out and is often found in upland areas where the settlements are sparse. They are not close to each other. Such type of settlement is called as a dispersed settlement. Then a nucleated settlement pattern is where a lot of buildings are grouped together and is often found in lowland areas. A linear settlement pattern is where the buildings are built in lines and is often found on the steep hillsides. Let us see the settlement pattern in India. In India, we can see a variety of settlement patterns given the variety of climatic factors, the availability of water, the slope of land, and the development of the level of the development. Now all these factors determine the level of development. Where the climate is favorable, there is abundant water and the slope of land is gentle. Development is quick and possible. The nucleated settlements are found throughout the plateau region of Narmada Valley, paddy lands in Bihar, UP, Vindhyan Plateau, and several other cultivated parts of India. So, in these parts of the country, nucleated settlements are found, and the reason is these regions are favorable for living. The climatic conditions are moderate. On the other hand, dispersed settlements are found in tribal parts covering the central part of India, eastern and southern Rajasthan, Himalayan slopes, and land with a dissected and uneven topography. Here, the settlements are dispersed as these conditions are harsh. Let us see the conditions of Brazil. Here you can see nucleated settlements in the city of Sao Paulo. Whereas in the Amazon basin you will find dispersed settlements. The topography is very harsh here and so we can find very sparse settlements. In Brazil, in the earliest settlements were formed by the settlers from Europe, mainly in the coastal areas. This is because the region has a good supply of water and a large range of natural resources. The natural resources in Sao Paulo, the soil is favorable for making coffee. Coffee grows here in large quantities. It also has a large supply of natural minerals such as iron ore. It also has a steady energy supply. This makes Sao Paulo a nucleated area. As we see the Amazon river basin, it is covered with a thick and a dense forest. The climate here is unhealthy and unfit for settlements. As in a damp and in a moist and a hot climate, the humidity is more here, different insects are found, a different type of wild animals are found, and here the climate is also not favorable for settlements, and the limitations on use and exploitation of natural resources, as this is covered with a dense forest. The transport links are very difficult. It's difficult to for the transportation, and so this region is very sparsely populated. The urbanization in India. The level of urbanization is measured in terms of percentage of urban population to the total population. Means the number of people living in the cities. Urbanization is transforming a village into a city. So the number of people living in cities to the total number of people in the country. Now let us study this graph. This line graph shows the trend of urbanization from 1961 till 2011. In 1961, the urbanization was only 18%. Till 1971, within 10 years, it was almost uniform. It was stable. It increased only by 0.2%. Gradually, it went on increasing, and in 2011, it increased up to 31.2%. That is 31.2% population of India is found in the urban region. Urbanization has been more in the southern part than in the northern part in India. As the southern part, in the previous lesson we have studied that the literacy rate, the climatic conditions in the southern part are more favorable than that in the northern part. Goa is the most urbanized state with 62% population living in urban areas. Delhi is more than 80% urban. As Delhi is the capital of India, it is the most urbanized place. In the state of Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Gujarat and Kerala, urbanization is more. This is because of the climatic conditions and the topography of these places. Whereas Himachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir, Uttarakhand, Bihar, Rajasthan are some of the states with low levels of urbanization. Now the reason for this is the harsh topography, the harsh climatic conditions of these regions. When we see the urbanization of Brazil, Brazil is one of the few developing countries which is highly urbanized. Brazil's substantial urban growth process is unique and one of the underlying factors contributing to its present day rapid economic growth. Today, about 86% of Brazilian population lives in an urban area. In Brazil, rapid urbanization happened mainly in the south and southeast, with Sao Paulo emerging as a major metropolitan and industrial area. In Brazil, the concentration of population is in the coastal region. As towards the northern region, the Amazon basin lies, which is thick and densely forested region which is inaccessible. Only the coastal regions of Brazil are urbanized. Here there is a question given, an activity to do. Prepare a choropleth map showing the urban population using the data given in the table below. So here you are going to draw a choropleth map showing different patterns for the intervals. Let us study the percentage of urban population in Brazil. In Brazil, in 1960, the urban population was 47.1%. It went on rising till 2010. It rose up to 84.6%. Now you are going to draw a simple bar graph using this data and answer the 3 questions that are given. Now this question in your exam will carry 6 marks. 3 marks for drawing the graph and 3 marks for answering the question. Now till here we are done with the lesson. In the next session we'll go to the next lesson, the 8th lesson, that is the economy and occupations. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.